Hey everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I'm fixing to send Nicole a link. Bama mom, how's everybody doing tonight? Let me get this set up here for just a second. All right, and it should send now. And I can hear rain starting to rain. Not rained at all from the time I walked the dog about 2 hours ago until now, but it's raining pretty good. I did do an investigation with Luca last night that'll be up tomorrow as a part of the Haunted Halloween specials. Okay, so it looks like the notifications are starting to go out, and we will get started here pretty soon. So, hope everyone's had a good start to the week. We're halfway through it. Um, I will be back on Friday night. We're going to investigate Luca and Jane in the red light. So, that ought to be pretty cool. As the rain comes pouring down. Let me get that rain. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's pouring down pretty good right now. We did get some orb activity last night after I did the investigation. So that was kind of cool. Been a while. Been a long while. Crickets are chirping real loud, and so is the rain. Let's see. Nope. That rain is beating down right now. There's Nicole's link, by the way. If you want to check her channel out, you will definitely enjoy her videos. All right, let's see. All right, there is Nicole. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay, I guess. My computer's slow and weird as usual.
Oh no. Oh,
How you
so
two doing?
we're good. We're good. Getting the heavy rain downpour right now. I mean, it's just coming down big time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fun. It helps for activity though. So that's a
Yeah,
good thing. Yeah. So never know.
never know.
So I know the notifications are going out. So, but we'll get started here in just a second. Bama and my mom are both in here right now. I know of. I don't know who. It shows about 4 or 5 people in here though.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes. Everybody, please comment when you're in here, please. That way we'll know you're here. Okay, so Nicole, so what's been up with you lately? What's new with
Absolutely.
Nicole?
Absolutely nothing really. I mean, been collaborating with Hawk Paranormal.
I have saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, how you like North Carolina and that area that you're
Uh,
at?
it's dry and there's nothing to do.
You gotta come our way. It's plenty of wet and the mountains all over the place. Uh,
Well, I was in Ohio for a minute.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So, usually what I ask everybody on their first question is, what got you into paranormal? What started you into the paranormal
Uh,
investigations?
yeah, well, that was my tech, which is my daughter. That was her doings. Um, Actually, I used to do it as a teenager. You know, we all go to the spooky graveyards and try to find out that one haunted house, and and I
Mhm.
kind of got out of it because I had a really bad experience when I was a teen with a D word. I don't like to mention them,
Mm.
so I kind of got out of it. But then, she was like, watching YouTube, and she liked the paranormal investigating, and I was like, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
And she's like, can we? And I was like, I don't know why we can't. I mean, you know me, and I could, I could talk to spirits as long as you film them.
There you go. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people doing it. I mean, everybody has a talent of some kind to talk to the spirits or draw the spirits out. So why not show your talent to the world?
Right.
That's how I view it. For sure. Hey Jenny, how are you? My sister's in here. Just don't want to miss people, but I might if I do just retype that you're here, so I know. Um, okay, so Bama's doing the Ghost Tool app. Bama likes to do that too while we're doing it, so that way we know what
Awesome.
words might come through. So he's got not calm and confrontation. So
Mm.
thank you, Bama, for that. So where are I kind of mix the questions up every time with different people, but um, where are three locations you want to film that you've never been to before?
Oh, that's easy.
Your top three. It's
Top
easy.
three.
Some people are like, "Oh my god," and then they're like, "I don't
No,
know."
I want to go to Penhurst because, the little movie that you put out, stuff for little children. We all know about Penhurst. It was a horrible
No, yeah.
place.
Hmm.
And, I love the children's spirits. So, I'd like to go to Penhurst.
Right.
Trans Allegheny, I want to try, and Ohio State Reformatory.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Usually the one I get all the time is Waverly Hills, all the time,
Well, I
and
went to
yeah,
Waverly, but I mean, it was through a radio show. It was one of those see who can stay the longest. I was one of the ones that done it, got the T-shirt.
there you go.
It was fun, but I'd like
Mhm.
to go back now. That I am an investigator and actually,
Mhm.
take the cameras, and yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be great. Be great. Um, let's see. Anybody else in? Not right now. Okay. So if y'all have questions, please comment. We will do this. Sometimes I have to look at my phone because sometimes the chat comes through much quicker than the StreamYards does.
Yeah, and
But
I can't see chat because my computer's on two toes, and if I run two
oh
programs at once, it goes, not happening.
yeah. Okay. All right, that's cool. Any questions? I will definitely let you know what's going on and who's asking.
Okay.
Um, so okay, Bama got activity. Okay, that's cool, Bama.
Yeah.
So I've people always ask about collaborations and stuff, and you've done quite a few. Who are the people you like to collab with that you've not, and places you like to collab at with them?
Mm. Oh, that's a big one. Can I just collaborate with everybody?
Yeah, just everybody
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, it's everywhere. I don't care where we go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, all right. Because people do ask that. They do, ask who inspired you or who do you want to collab with and all that stuff. So yeah, that's cool. Um, I know you and I both have gone through some of the stuff when it comes to like people faking stuff and things like that. Let me tell you guys, if you go to Nicole's channel, there's nothing fake there. It's all 100%. You guys will love it. So if you've not been there, I'll put the link in again, and you can go check her channel out. But I don't know how much backlash you've gotten over the years from it, but I've kind of stayed away from a lot of drama and stuff. But
Yeah, try to.
yeah, yeah, I'm seeing it all the time on Twitter and stuff like. No, it's just every day. But
And I
anyway,
get and I get our stuff is boring. Well, if you're really into the paranormal and you want to do it truthfully, I mean, it is boring.
mhm,
Sometimes you get there and you get nothing. I've
yeah,
been to
oh,
several places. I mean, it's just like, well, let's see what we can make this into an exploration video because there ain't nothing going on.
There ain't nothing going on here. Well, yeah, and that's why that's like my last video. I mean, I'll put them up. I want people to see that sometimes it's not as
Mhm.
wonderful when you're getting stuff as you. I mean, some people put up videos only of stuff they get, and that's it. And you think that they're always getting things, and they're not. They're not really always
No,
getting stuff.
no.
Um, so if you got questions, guys, go ahead and put them in the comments. We'll start doing those too as well. Bama got confident. Oh, dry out
We
here.
we have to work on that one, Bama.
Yeah.
I,
Oh, that's funny. Um, let's see. What is the most, or what's the scariest place you've been to? The
so
place that
far,
bothers you the most?
so far it has to be that Bethel Cemetery in Ohio. And
Mm,
I know Rippling Ghost Ops, was telling me about it, and I'm like, just kind of brush it off. It's just a cemetery, whatever.
mhm,
But we got into the backstory and what actually was going on there, and then when I got there, and it just seemed to huddle us into a group. I mean, the air was just so heavy and dark, and
mhm.
for me, I mean, I feel like I wanted to scatter two winds, and I don't scatter easy. So I'm like, I don't know about this place. And then I had a really bad vision down there, and I don't have psychic visions that often. I've only
Mhm,
had like three now in my lifetime, but that one was really bad. I seen that we actually got jumped. Uh, Jax, which is Paranormal Underworld, I seen him get stabbed
mhm.
in the head, and he's doing the whole twitch weird thing, as
Oh
you're
yeah.
dying, and I just snapped too in that that brief second of what just went on, and I don't know if it was the spirits there putting thoughts in my head or something actually was fixing to
Hmm.
happen, but that
Yeah.
place is dark.
Yeah, I remember that story, and I remember you saying that, and how I got that image too of Jax. I mean, it's kind of like, well, how people can envision things, kind of,
Hmm.
when somebody's telling a story. But I can only imagine you actually seeing that, like it is actually happening right then.
Yeah, because
I've never gotten anything like that. And I have gotten some, little visions of things or people or something, but it's never gruesome. Thank
hmm
God.
yeah,
But yeah, that's definitely, yeah. I would may not would ever go back there if that'd be me.
no,
Um,
not on my
I,
list.
no, no, I won't be going back there. Bama has a question. He says, "Where would you love to see your channel in 10 years?"
Oh wow. Um, Actually, I would like to see it do a 190 flip. Well, I'm still be in the paranormal, but I'd like to see it go over to um, like the helping investigations of missing persons or missing bodies and stuff like that. I would like to see it
Oh,
actually go into an actual reality show that I could help people, or
mhm.
news wise. That's what I would love to do. I would love to help people.
That's a great idea. I don't think I've ever heard anybody ever really say anything like that. That's a great idea to do. I mean, whatever you can do to help somebody is great for sure.
whether
Um,
whether it's spirits or people, I want to help
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm always, if you want to go the light, go the light.
them.
But
Sure.
yeah, I mean, like bringing closure to people would be great too. That's a good idea.
Hmm.
Yeah, wonderful idea. So that's a good question, Bam. If you got any more, please ask. I know Jenny's in here. She always likes to ask questions too. So if you got them, just bring them in. Um,
Sure.
so okay, he's just putting words up. We got genius, Isaac, straight, sight, plastic, and payment.
Really.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of work. Bama gets work. I've never seen anybody's ghost tool go off as much as his does. I mean, it's like constant. He
Hmm.
gets all kinds of stuff, and it's wild. I mean, mine will go off some, but it won't go off near that much. Um, okay, my sister has a question. She says, "What is your favorite piece of equipment to use?"
Other than myself,
There you go.
um, wow. I guess it would be it's not the necro. It's our own little built necro pod. It's got its own faux bank and everything into it, and it's got the
Mhm,
REM pod on it. So that one piece of equipment, we got the REM pod, and we got spiritual communication that can say what I'm saying. And
mhm.
I like taking that little thing everywhere as long as the batteries stay charged.
There you go. That is a problem with any equipment anybody has is batteries staying charged. I'm
Yeah.
always dealing with that. I keep batteries in the bag all the time. I don't know how many times I've run out of batteries. It's crazy,
Yeah.
and they'll be
I
good. They're not cheap. They're good batteries.
Yeah, and especially like the lithium batteries for the cameras. Those things, I end up
Yeah.
buying like 8 of them, and
Hmm.
I went as far as buying the computer backup that you can put in a backpack, so you got that extra charge. It's supposed to be for 2 hours. Mine
Hmm.
lasts 15 minutes. I got the converters in the van that you can run back and forth to the van to charge batteries, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, and I keep a charger in the bag and keep things plugged in if I need to because I never know, and I know that's something we all deal with. But my gosh, oh, they love it. Well, it's good though. They're using the energy from that instead of
Hmm.
yourself, so
Right?
I'm good with that.
But
Um, yeah. Bama says, Troy, I guess I'm a sensitive and walking portal. He does get a lot of stuff. Hey, David, how are you doing? Um, David Vingman.
Hey,
Uh,
David,
yeah. Um, but he does. He gets a lot of stuff, so that's pretty cool.
and your
Um,
house is active, Bama.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you ever you've watched this stuff
Hmm.
before, I mean, he's got a lot of stuff going on. It's amazing. I love it when he goes live because you just never know, and he
Yeah.
can get the spirits to do things too, so that's good. uh, good job. So David says he's doing good. Um, yeah, that's good. What have you tried to use as far as? I know you've used SB11. Do,
Hmm.
do you? And I still do occasionally. You got us into that a lot. Um, what is it? Something that you like about the SB11, or do you still like it pretty well?
I still like it pretty well. The reason I do like it is because, I mean, as far as radio bleed, you do have, two stations running. You can run one forward, one backward. You could switch up one running like 100 and the other one running 150, or you can even go a little higher on the other one.
Hmm.
It also has the temperature gauge with it. You have the
Hmm.
option of actually turning the radio off and just getting the stag.
Hmm.
So I mean, I like the SB11 just for the two channel reason.
Hmm. And you use a AM FM, right? One AM, one FM sometimes.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of times. If I'm
it
not,
seems like that helps. I
yeah,
think. That's
yeah.
good. Let's see. My mom's asked a question. She says, "How did you come up with your name through the veil? Where
Uh,
did that come?"
well, my grandmother, which is she's full blown Cherokee. When I was born, and she went to give me my name, and she looked at me and she told my mother that I had a veil. And I can always remember them telling me that story. And whenever I was coming up the channel, I was like, well, I'm always looking through that veil. I was like,
Hmm.
I tried Beyond the Veil. Of course, we all know there is a Beyond the Veil. So I was like, I
There
can't go
it
through with that
is.
one. So we're
Yeah.
we're through the veil, which we're now TTVP because it was too long.
Yeah. Hey, Sheriff Buford, how are you?
Sharif.
Been a while. How you doing? Um, so yeah, that was a good question. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Um, so what we got coming up for Halloween? What's your big thing that you're going to do?
We're doing Paraween with Hensley and Geeked Up Paranormal. We had the
Hmm.
2 a.m. slot,
There you go. That'd be good.
and I'm pretty sure we'll be out doing something else. I'm not sure what we'll do.
You'll get into something. I know you. You'll find
Yeah, I'll
something.
find something.
Sheriff says he's doing good. Um, let's see. Anybody else got any questions? Please ask them. We'll go through your questions. I'm trying not to miss anybody's comments.
I'll, I'll,
Nicole can't see them, so
yeah.
I'll do the best I can here. Um, for sure. What piece of equipment would you like to have that you don't have?
I want. Trying to think. I really like the. It's the music box. I'm trying to think what they call that thing.
Oh, I've seen
It,
it. What's that called?
I always think about peanut butter and jelly. I can't think of the name of it. It's expensive anyway.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen a few. One that looks like a coffin,
Yeah,
or
that
in
thing.
the shape of a coffin or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
CJ
that's
owns
really
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Sheriff says B P and B.
Yeah, P&B.
Yeah,
See, peanut butter and jelly. I think.
yeah, that's a good way to remember it. For sure. Okay, Bama has another question. He says, "Has there ever been a time where you had to just leave, just had to get out of
Oh yeah. Once
there?"
we was on Indian Hill, and I had been out there numerous times, so the place really didn't bother me. But
Mhm.
like with any investigation, there has to be that one time that you're out there, and then everything just you know Lord forbid. But my daughter got ran up on, which she's never been run up on. So, and she's like frozen in fear. She don't want to run off with equipment because it's all attached to her. She's my tech.
Mhm.
So we get to the top of the hill. We decided to kind of like drive out of that situation, and I'm up there and I'm hearing things left and right and just things moving in the woods, and I see this darkness in my camera I cannot cut through,
Mhm.
and I was like, I don't feel comfortable, and I can't remember for what reason now. I had to get back in the video, but I was sitting in the car and the car started rocking. I mean, this thing was really angry with us,
Mhm.
and I'm sitting there and I'm like, maybe I should get out and try to talk to it, find out what's going on. And I see
Mhm.
this black mass. It comes down off the hill and it starts to move up the hood of my car.
Oh
And
Lord.
all you can see is me dropping the camera and clicking the seatbelt. And I'm like, toodles.
Bye.
Yeah,
See you,
no.
whatever you are. Goodbye. Yeah, I
Hmm.
don't blame you for that. Um, okay, I was looking to make sure nobody else had asked anything. Um, so yeah, that would be definitely a time I want to get out of there. I mean, I don't think I've ever encountered anything like that. I've encountered some weird stuff in dreams, though. I mean, some scary stuff in dreams. I don't know if you have dreams that like you encounter a lot of stuff,
I
paranormal or otherwise, evil.
mm, well, it's hard to explain. Sometimes I have spirits that come across and they give me dreams, which I write down.
Mhm.
Um, I do have reoccurring dreams, and some of them usually turn out to be something. One I
Mhm.
never did get to figure out, which I did figure out it was a past life. But
Mm.
I've had this other one now for like 5 years now, and I had another part of that dream just here a few nights ago. And I
Mm.
know there's a part of this house or this hotel, whatever it is, that I cannot go down this one hallway because I was attacked in my dream. Something physically picked me up, threw me against the walls, and you know, terrified
Mhm.
the bejesus out of me. But someone had came. I had their kid. I put in the playpen, and
Mm.
they were wanting a room, and they went down that hallway, and I said, no, you can't go down that hallway. And I woke up, but
Oh, wow.
I have weird
Yeah,
dreams.
that well, and I think mine are weird sometimes too, but I don't think I've been attacked before. Actually, I woke up and I felt like something was like well in the dream, the guy had a pair of scissors poking me in the chest. When I
Mhm.
woke up, I felt sore right there.
Oh, wow.
That was all. That was odd. It was odd, and that's been probably about 3 4 years ago, I guess. Not long after we started doing the investigations. And it's a place that has a house and a barn that was turned into a auto repair shop. And it
Hmm.
was an auto repair shop when I got there in the dream. And I've had a dream about that place at least 3 times, but I won't go back down into that area. I'll see it. I'll just keep going. But it's like off of a dirt road or whatever. It's weird.
Hmm.
It's like somewhere it would be like, North Carolina, Tennessee or something,
Hmm.
But when I woke up, I had that soreness right. Well, you can't see my chest, but right there. And I woke up and I could feel the soreness from it.
I
And it
wonder
didn't
if that
last long.
was. I wonder if that was like a past life thing. I mean, maybe he stabbed you with the scissors, and you still have
I don't
that
know.
impressionism. I don't know.
Yeah. Or
Weird.
was I feeling somebody else? Was I in somebody else's physical body at that time? I mean, I
Hmm.
don't know. Sometimes I feel like dreams are not always me. It's I'm dealing with somebody else or in somebody else or something. Because I have like these parallel dreams sometimes. I don't know if you ever had those. Like you, like like we have a road called Patton Avenue. It's got all these McDonald's and stuff and things on it. In the dream,
Mhm.
it's the same road, but everything's opposite or around the other direction or, in different places. But it looks exactly like the road. It's just in different. It's like a parallel universe would be. It's similar but different.
Like you're looking through a mirror.
Yeah, kind of a mirror type thing.
Hmm.
But from the things I've read about parallels, and I don't know how much you get into parallels, but um, it's like if the McDonald's was on the right, it'd be on the left, but there'd be, I think it was like a gas station beside it, but in reality, there's no gas station beside it. I mean, it's just weird. It's almost like a mirror with things added and subtracted.
That is weird.
I don't know if you ever had anything like that happen before.
Not that I
No.
noticed. I'll be paying
If you ever
attention
do,
now.
let me know. Um, I was like, wow, and I have these dreams quite a bit. I'll,
Hmm.
I'll know places here in Asheville that are a certain way, but in dreams they're just opposite. They're either opposite or totally rearranged,
That's weird.
or something in that spot that's not there. I don't know. I try to explain this to people. Everybody's like, it's kind of like you, like, oh, that's different, but
Yeah.
it's hard to explain. So I was wondering if you had anything, but I guess not. I guess you've not done the parallel dreams. That is
No.
wild.
It is fascinating though. That is pretty. I want to look into that. I mean, it's
Hmm.
never heard of it.
I never. Well, what got me into thinking more about. Well, I watch the Flash TV show. They do parallel universes and stuff,
Hmm.
but it's not exactly like my dreams are. But I did more study on it. And that's how I came up with, like, maybe I'm having parallel dreams. If there were parallel universes, am I popping into those? There's a
Yeah,
theory about that. I don't know.
could be.
Uh, I don't know.
Hmm.
But I like to know what people think or if they've had any experiences. So I always ask.
No,
Uh,
I just get weird ones.
yeah, I do too. It's wild. Bam, it says, what's the most active you've seen in an investigation? What's the most activity you've seen in an investigation?
Hmm. Let's see. I would say that would have to be the Bethel. Um, I mean, you could actually watch the fog roll in. I
Hmm.
seen people within the fog, seeing dark shadows. You could hear knocks and creaks and thuds, in the woods, and some of them were acting on demand.
Hmm.
Um, I actually spoke to an apparition of a child, even though, the person there had a feeling it wasn't a child, even though I'm not capable of seeing anything dark or demonic or anything like that.
Hmm.
To me, it come to me as a child. So actually, got to see apparitions there. There was open air EVPs that everybody was, even hearing. The camera even picked up on them. It was just
Hmm.
the gauntlet of everything, except
Wow.
seeing something move. But you're in a
Mm.
cemetery, and I don't think tombstones are supposed to move. But
No.
I
Don't
was
think
going to
so.
be waiting for it.
But you never know, I guess. But evil spirits are coming as a child sometimes. Or yeah, in an apparition of a child trying to fool people. That happens too. I'm not saying that's the case, but that seems to be something people have said before. I've never encountered that.
I
It's
just,
rare that I catch any apparitions. I just don't see
I see them every day at Walmart, wherever you want to go.
them. Yeah, you catch them. I don't. I can feel it. I can feel what's around me. I can feel all kinds of emotions. When I go to places, I have to turn it off, or I'm gonna go crazy.
Mhm.
It's hard sometimes. Some places it's harder to turn it off than others, but that Bethel Cemetery seems like it's a bad news place.
Yeah, they swear that this wraith that chases people off. There's actually been several articles written in the local newspaper where even the police officers have stated that this thing has tried to rock their car and they've seen it. So I don't think the popo will be lying, but
Well, probably not. No.
and the church ended up burnt to the ground, and someone said that the wraith actually had something to do with it. Other people think that the locals may have burnt down the church because they were using it for ritual purposes, we'll say.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, so that whole place is just dark. I mean, whenever I touched, the brick of the church, I seen
Mm,
things that I don't care to see. I mean, hellfire and brimstone. I mean, I'm like, whoa,
mm.
no.
There's no telling who unleashed what up there. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
there's
not a
no
good
telling.
place.
It's kind of like here at Helen's Bridge. There's times I'm okay. There's times I'm like, gosh, this place just feels crazy today.
Hmm.
It's wild. Bama says, "Welcome to Walmart. Get your ghost and get out."
Yeah, at
Oh,
least they're
Bama here.
clothed when I see them.
Yeah, don't be getting no naked spirits. That'd be bad.
I've already seen one through Christy Blackwell. She sent me a
Oh,
photo to look at, and there he was in his Smurf glory. But anyway,
God.
I was like, I
Oh,
didn't need to see that today.
no, no, no. There are some things we can do without.
Yeah.
Uh, um. So as far as like famous places, some people say like the White House or something. Where would you investigate if you were given any famous place to investigate that you know you couldn't investigate? Let's put it that way.
That I couldn't.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think they allow the White House. I don't think they allow. I don't think.
well, I know a place that I can't. There is the asylum there in uh, Ohio. What is the name of that town? Athens. The
Mm,
Athens. Yeah, they say that's a no go. Um,
mm,
there's still a body impression on the floor upstairs from where they lost one of the patients. Sorry,
mm.
and whenever they did find her, the body fluids and stuff like that left the stain in the floor. They can't get rid of it. Um,
Good lord.
they just say it's so highly active there that they don't want people to go in. But and the other one I was thinking about, but I think I could actually go there would be Loretta Lynn's home.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Hurricane Mills. I would love to go to Hurricane Mills.
Hmm. Yeah,
Just
that
let
would
me
be a
stay.
cool place.
Just let me stay the night. I'd be okay.
Just stay the night, Loretta. Just
Yeah.
know that you were there at Loretta Lynn's place would be just as good as anything. But to
Yeah.
investigate it, that'd be even better. Or like
Yeah. She was sweet.
Graceland. Oh, I'd love to do Graceland too.
Yeah.
But Loretta Lynn, there's a lot. It's getting a lot of steam lately. People talking about that a lot. Going to visit and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
that's pretty cool. I respect her a lot.
Yeah. She seems so sweet. I mean, just back country. That's just.
Hmm.
It seems like you could just get to know her so easily,
Yeah.
and I don't get the whole stardom, anything like that. I mean, people are people to me, so I just want to
Hmm.
see your house.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'd be a cool place to go to. I think.
Yeah.
For sure. Anybody else with questions? Let's see. I'll make sure I hadn't missed anything. Um. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I'm caught up on all the comments and stuff.
Crickets.
Um. You can hear them. I mean, these, I don't know how good people because I don't know how much this muffles up, but I think it's in here. Me and Marty were in here earlier cleaning and rearranging and stuff, and I think it may have gotten in here because it does sound loud. I'll deal with him for the next several nights.
You got a deaf
Till I can
cricket in your
find him.
house.
Crickets all over the place. they get in the house and
Uh,
drive Marty nuts. Oh Lord. Anyway,
yeah.
maybe they're good luck. I don't know.
No, they're not. My grandma would try to get a cricket out of the house as soon as she heard it.
Really? I mean, it's about like spiders are all over the place out here too. God Almighty, it's awful.
Crickets are
Anyway,
birds. Don't let a bird in your house either.
yeah, the bird thing I've always heard, or hits a window. That's not good either.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want that. But those old wives' tales or whatever. So there you go. Let's see. Anybody else got any questions? Okay, I know the chat gets slow sometimes. It like just does nothing for a bit. But
Yeah.
okay, here's one. Is there any place outside the U.S. you'd like to investigate?
Oh goodness, a bunch. Wow. I would like to see like the Parthenon. Any of those old places. Of course, Egypt.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I would like to see, since I see spirits so well, I want to see some of these really old ones. I'm
Mm,
not sure I want to go to Pompeii or anything, but I would like to see Greece, the Parthenons and stuff like that.
That'd be cool. That'd be real nice.
For sure.
See, Bama says, is there any location believed to be haunted, but you think it's simply misclassified? That
Bobby
is,
Mackey's.
that's a great question, actually.
Bobby Mackey's.
Oh, really? Not as much as the hype shows.
No. I mean, I've been there, several times. The Well to Hell story is actually even wrong. I clarified
Oh,
that with a vision that I had and
really?
with the spirits. It used to be a distillery, and they actually pulled water into the distillery, so it was never a well.
Hmm.
There's actually like 4 of those on the property. I've never encountered anything dark there. I've talked to Carl, bless his heart. He got locked in the bathroom one time, had to let him out. Uh, I've talked to Johanna. She's a little upset, sad spirit. That the lady in
Hmm.
the bathroom. She said she cries. Just like a girl would be in the bathroom. Her caught her boyfriend with another woman or something.
Hmm.
Um, I talked to Janet. She stays in Bobby Mackey's wardrobe room, dressing room there, his private little studio. And sometimes she just doesn't want to be bothered. And you
Yeah.
just have to ask her, do you want to talk? And she'll say, yes or no. I don't feel like it. There's too many people in there. But as far as being demonic and all this weird, no, I don't find it there. I have,
Hmm.
really good encounters with all the spirits there. I mean, I did run into Ed that one time, but that
Hmm.
kind of hurt my neck and I still have problems with it. But I
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, I know. I think that happens sometimes. Hey, Terry Charms, how are you?
hey, Terry.
Um, excuse me. Yeah, I think that happens. I think some people go hype things up big time.
Hmm.
I like to go see what happens. I'm not saying that there's not something evil there. I'm not saying that it's not paranormal or it's not. I may not have an experience like that, so I'm not going to totally like, okay, this is nothing. But some people make it much bigger than it should be.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sure you get comments like I do sometimes too. And I'm thankful I don't get a lot of real bad comments on the videos, but I'll get somebody like Hill's Bridge is the most haunted place around here, and I've had people say, "Oh, I've been up there, nothing goes on. It's just a big old lie." And I'm like, "Okay, well, what did you? I'm thinking to myself, what did you do? Did you just go up there and walk around a little bit?
Hmm.
I know because I've been up there several times what's going on, and they you know, people like to dismiss. I think what it is if I can dismiss it, I don't have to believe it.
Right.
And then you got those who like overboard. Everything's evil. Everything's evil.
It's a
Every time
demon.
I go to a place, there's a demon there. I mean, you see that a lot. I mean, when I watch videos like that, I'm like, no, click, I'm done, because you're saying everything's evil every time you go somewhere, and I know that's not the case. Unless you're
Yeah.
just running through the gates of hell every time you're going someplace or something. Oh
they,
God,
they do exist. They're just not so abundance as everybody thinks they are. I
no. Um, let's
mean,
see. Paranormal residents in here. Hey, paranormal, how are you?
hey,
Um, um, Bama says switch seats. Want to sit in a different spot. Maybe were you? I think I might have missed what was going on there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I encounter that all the time with comments. Not all the time, but sometimes with comments, and
yeah.
um, that's like you were talking about earlier. It's not glamorous when we go do this stuff.
Mm-mm.
You and I don't do and I hate to throw names out, but like Omar and stuff. I mean, we just don't do those type of videos, and that's just not us.
No,
And we're different.
I
But
just rather be
not.
boring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to beat down Omar or anything. I respect what he
Yeah.
does and I like what he does, and especially his vlog videos are really cool. But I think the problem is that people, I've said this before. People think that because everybody else gets these big activities, you and I and others will get these big
Hmm.
activities, and it's just not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Terry said
And
it's sad most of the time.
yeah.
I've
And
gone to several places like that.
yeah.
Nothing
And
going on.
if people ever did, I mean, run into these, and I don't really want to talk about it, but if you don't care, if everybody did run into these demons like they claim that they have,
Hmm.
um, I had the encounter when I was 15 where I was picked up so many times and tossed so many times. And living that horror for the month that we had to live there, I have PTSD to this day. I mean, they put the fear into you so
Mhm.
that if you're dealing with them and they're coming up skipping through the tulips, I think you might just have an angry spirit on your hands. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. If you got something going on like that all the time, something's following you around.
yeah,
It's not good. And I mean, um, that's that does drive me nuts because I think people expect us to have the same things and we don't.
hmm,
And I try to debunk as much as I can, or I'll try to say, okay, look, my phone's not close to the K2 meter, so it's not the phone. It's whatever. I mean, I want
yeah,
people to make sure that like we do, nothing is bad. Everything's legit. So
right. Debunk, debunk, debunk. And if you can't debunk it, then try to explain it. If you can't
mhm.
explain it, then it's usually paranormal.
Yeah, yeah, that's what paranormal. Well, that's what you want. I mean,
Yeah,
you want to debunk as much as you can, and then when you can't, it's like, okay, I don't have an explanation. It may not be a spirit, but it's something. you know?
it could be Bigfoot, a cryptid. I mean, I go through the whole field of it may be.
It could be this. Oh Lord. Um, let's see. Anybody else with questions they may have? Oh, Bam was talking about the mosquitoes. That's what he's talking
Oh, mosquitoes are
about.
trifling.
I hate those things. I hate the mosquitoes. I'll be glad when winter. I hate winter, but I'll be glad when they get rid of them. Winter kind of pushes them out.
Yeah,
But
I know we got here to North Carolina. They said we don't have mosquitoes here.
are you
Went
kidding?
out to St. Barnabas Cemetery and forgot the off because someone said there was no mosquitoes in Carolina.
Oh
Oh,
God.
I
No,
was I was ate up.
they're from small to big. I mean, we got them all. I hate mosquitoes. I really do. I
Yeah.
was doing a little investigation next to the river about a month ago, and I got ate up by them. I mean, I got eat up big time. I had to get out of there. I couldn't even film. I had to leave. I was like, no. So yeah, we got mosquitoes all over the place in North Carolina.
I
Uh,
carry the spray. you know,
yeah, just spray the air, spray yourself, whatever.
I think we had a spoof video one time with I was head to toe, and then my tech was like head to toe. This is how you do it in the
Yeah,
woods, everywhere.
spray all over. Yeah, stink bugs. Yeah, my sister says stink, but yeah, stink bugs are all over the place. I hate
Oh
those
yeah,
things.
we rented those this week.
That they stink, and if you kill them, more come. I hate those things. It's almost like a paranormal event with those things. Kill one and 20 more show up.
You got my
Wow.
brother. I'm after you.
Yeah, I'll get you. Yeah. I don't know what they can do. I don't know if they bite or not, but they're just
I
in the way, nasty.
They bite
Do
because we
they?
got them in my daughter's room here where we're staying, and the cats have now got like these little bloody spots in their white hair, so they are biting the cats.
Mm,
So they I guess they can bite people too.
yeah, I'm sure. Terry says I hate flies.
Got some of those.
Yeah, y'all there. Oh, I hate
Like
flies.
Amityville up in here.
Oh my god. And that's a place I wonder if it's overblown. I don't know.
uh, I
Yeah.
went there. Friend of mine, when it actually was for sale, and I was like, "Oh, it's for sale. I want to go look at it." I hadn't been in New York, oddly, for a funeral that week.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the house, and I don't think it's a house. I think it's actually the ground because as soon as you get into Amityville, it's the whole town of Amity that feels bad, and it seems like whenever you get down there on that street or in that vicinity of that little triangle that they have down there, it's just
Mm-hmm.
that area just seems so suppressive. And I was sitting there, and as much as I wanted to see the place, I could have got out, walked around the yard. I couldn't even get out of the car.
Hmm.
It's
Well,
like,
I've heard that before too. That they think it's the land.
mhm,
I mean, I'm sure there's probably spirits attached to the house somehow or another, but
yeah,
the land seems like it'd be about right.
yeah. I just
Uh,
don't like. I couldn't live in that town. I don't think.
no, no, the what stories I've heard of it. I mean, no, I would like to investigate it, but
Mhm, for sure.
it's it might be a little more. The house may be overblown for sure.
Now, the Exorcist house in St. Louis. I don't think you might be able to pay me to go there. No. I mean, they closed down the third floor of the hospital. It's still closed to this day because they have activity up there. So bad that they have to close a floor of a hospital.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I would shut the whole hospital and shut the whole thing down. Just nobody goes anywhere. Because I mean, eventually that's going to bleed into other places. I would
Yeah.
think.
They closed off the hospital, and then they sealed the records of the church. I mean, you can't even get into those. And where the house sits, it's still for sale. But you go down and you try to take pictures or anything, you're standing in the street. The neighbor is one of those type that will throw rocks at your vehicles. So he tries to keep people away from the house, publicity and all that. But
Yeah.
I just think with the whole story, I mean, if you've actually, read what happened to this child, I mean, no, I'm
Mm.
good. I don't want the
Yeah.
house. I don't want to go to the hospital. Nothing.
Yeah. There's times you don't want to deal with that at all. I mean, there's certain
Mm-mm.
things. I mean, definitely. Said Terry says I went into a house that had 1,000 flies in it. I was battling them, sick and crazy. I bet so. Um, let's see. Sheriff Buford says, "Would you investigate the Conjuring house?"
Sure. Anybody taking me?
We're all going. Let's all go. I
Yeah.
definitely want to do that place.
I wonder who bought it though.
I don't. Is it sale now? Because I last saw it was up for sale. I didn't see if anybody bought it.
I know there's several people, a couple of them I know that are in battles for it. I think it is overpriced. I think they are selling, movie rights and the
Hmm.
story, but because the people that actually own the house, they have heating problems. The windows are no good. I mean, it's a 1700 home. Of course, it's
Oh
got
yeah, it's over.
issues, but
Mhm.
I don't think it's worth no $1 million.
The name.
Yeah.
That's what's worth $1 million to some people.
Hmm.
Um, again, I mean, I don't know. CJ Fashion is trying to buy it.
And Zach.
Zach, I guess I didn't know CJ.
Tony Suspiria is looking into it. Uh,
Well, then you just move Annabelle in there with it and just have fun.
yeah, right.
Why
Take her
not?
home.
Just take her on in there. Y'all have fun. Just do what you want. Cameras are up.
I
Oh
won't
my
be there.
god! I did not know CJ was. I could see people like Zach and but not
Hmm.
CJ. CJ owns that big old farm up there, the Honeycutt
Hmm.
farm or whatever it is.
Hmm.
I would check that out just to see. Hey Doris, how are you?
Hey,
Um,
Doris.
Bama says, "Is there a haunted item that you really want?" That's a good
Uh,
question since we just talked about Annabelle.
no. I mean, I have William the doll, and that is enough for me to handle. He destroyed $400 in equipment one day. I don't need any haunted items. No. One, I can't touch them without some kind of emotional breakdown. Just don't want them in my house.
Don't want them tearing up stuff. Don't want them
No,
no.
I'm good.
But would you investigate like Annabelle? Would you go in and do that in the
Hmm.
Conjuring house?
Probably not,
Probably stay away.
because like I said, with the whole PTSD thing and me
Yeah.
actually experiencing that realness, there is a
Mhm.
realness to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd even step 2 toes off in that one.
There you go. All right. There's people who are big and bold who think I can do it. I mean, I might. I mean, I would give it a shot. I don't know how long I would stay in there though.
No,
Depending on how bad the activity was, because if you know, it takes a lot for me to run away from it. But
yeah,
yeah,
you can
but
keep
that
your
would be
demons.
interesting. Yeah, I don't want to deal with demons
Yeah,
of any
and she's
kind.
a conduit. Annabelle is supposed to be a conduit, so I
Hmm.
mean, hard telling what is coming through that doll. I mean, what it has experienced and been through, and what it's added
Hmm.
to its list. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I
I'm real
mean,
good.
well, I mean, it has a. What was it that happened? The Warrens got run off the road by it. I mean, when they were taking it home.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a story. And I'm going to say it's true, but
Well,
as
they
they
had
said
a
it, but
Tony was telling me, that even when they were trying to preserve the doll, and Father Demera came over and was trying to bless the house and bless the doll and trying to actually get it calm. I mean, they had to put it, I guess you've seen it kind of in the movies. It's kind of a short depiction of that. They try to get it in blessed glass case that came from the Catholic Church.
Hmm.
And yeah, they had problems with it even at the house trying to get it tucked away properly. So
No, yeah, I know what you mentioned. I'm trying to remember. I think she was in the glass case when those there was two people who died in car accidents, right? Um, one was a priest, and then one was in there intimidating it.
mhm.
I don't know if I can remember the story. Well, it was a guy and his girlfriend, and he was like tapping on the case and saying, come on, what and intimidating it. He wrecked on the motorcycle and died. She had survived, I believe. And then there was a priest in there, like, I don't believe any of this stuff. Ain't nothing gonna hurt me. Blah 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 blah. And then he, I think, died in a car wreck or something like that. Annabelle's not a toy
Yeah,
like most
no,
Raggedy Ann dolls
yeah.
at all. At all. Let's see. Sheriff Buter says CJ did a live video saying he did put a bid in on the home. That's good.
Good
Maybe
procedure.
he'll open it up. I don't know. Okay, so Bama says retail and gray is the words he got. Um, the Robert the doll. Are you asking would she do Robert the doll? Bama?
Yeah, I'd probably do Robert.
Robert? Yeah. I think that's what he's asking.
Yeah, because
Um,
Robert was made in the likeness of the little boy. I think he's actually supposed to have some of the hair and stuff like that. So I would see him as a boy spiritual kind of thing. Not
mhm.
so much as evil as Annabelle. I mean, I understand he does have his issues, but
Yeah.
I would feel a little bit more comfortable with Robert the doll than I would Annabelle.
And I like my little replica I got down here, but Marnie got last year for me. And it's kind of cool, but but you have to do one thing I do know about Robert. You do have to ask for permission to take his
Hmm.
picture. That's the thing. But I think you're right. I think he might not be as near as evil as Annabelle.
Yeah.
And again, I said this a long time ago, and it got a lot of reaction from people who were in the stream that day. But could you imagine? And you don't have to be in there with them, but putting Robert and Annabelle together in a room and just put a camera on it, put whatever you want, REM pods, whatever, and see what happens. Wouldn't that be cool? And you don't have to
Yeah.
be in there with them. You can be at home and watching it in a video. It's like, oh, you know,
Yeah, that's where I'd want to be.
yeah.
Like I said, with Annabelle being a conduit, that means multiple spirits. Coming through that
Mhm,
thing. Robert is a single spirit. I understand
mhm.
entity, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that'd be
yeah.
interesting to watch.
I think Annabelle could overpower him because of having so many spirits. I would say.
Yeah.
But then again, you never know. I mean, who knows? Robert's sneaky, from what they say.
How about
Uh,
William?
yeah, there you go.
He's historic.
Uh, Bama said about William. He said William wanted to make a good impression, but got a little clumsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen William?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
he's the one
believe
that
I have.
actually turns his head by itself, and
Oh, okay.
there's yeah, yeah. He'll watch you if you're up on panel. He loves to be on panel, but you have to tell him now. You gotta go back in your box. It's time for rest
Mhm.
time. And actually, there's blessed cloths and acid wrap in there that a Catholic priest and my aunt have prayed over. He's wrapped really good
Mhm.
because he likes to show out.
We don't want certain show offs.
No,
Not certain things you're doing. No.
no.
Oh my God. Um, how's he like to travel? I
I guess
mean,
he's okay.
been all right with it.
I had to speak to him just like a child, even though he's not a child. He's actually a 24-year-old man that was from the Civil War.
Mhm,
Uh, he has a, I don't know if he was mentally challenged as an adult, is the reason he's took on this persona,
mhm,
but you have to talk to him like a child. we're going to do this, and this is what's going to happen, and I want you to behave yourself, and if not, this is what's going to happen. You're not going to be in the house, you're going to be in the garage, and things like that.
Right.
But
yeah,
I just have
well,
to
there
stop
you go.
it.
hmm Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm glad I don't deal with that with any of the dolls I have, but they're pretty laid back. I mean, they don't. So I don't know about Luca, the new doll we got. I don't know what she's going to be like, but Jane's been pretty cool. Robert, I don't even know if he has an attachment or not exactly, but I kind of think he does. But it would, I don't know where it came from exactly. Hey, Christina, how are you? Christina Bell's in here.
Hello, Christina.
Yeah, it's fine. You're not really late. Really late. You can always go back. It's been a great conversation. Bama's got another question. Will there be a more mirror? Oh, you're talking about from me, Bama? More mirror investigations? Or are you asking Nicole about mirror investigations?
Yeah, 'cause we was doing the Cupio effect. Yeah, okay, that word. I don't know which one you're talking to.
Yeah. I mean, I will be if you're talking to me. But if you're asking Nicole about mirror investigations,
Maybe.
it was Marnie's idea for us. I'm like, oh, well, try something else.
Yeah, just throw up some portals. Why not?
Yeah, just add a little something else to the mix. Might as well.
This is why he has crickets, y'all.
Yeah, so I've got crickets. I've got mosquitoes and portals. Well, the shed's on top of an old tree that used to be here, and I think it's a portal because the things I've investigated, they keep saying tree stuff like that. So it'd be like close to where I'm sitting, where the tree was.
Lovely.
So I don't know if it is, and it's just we get spirits popping in and out all the time. It's weird.
That place is active. I've seen quite a few roaming around in there. Of course, I don't say anything over in chat. Sometimes I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. I've seen you ask some questions before though. He's like, yeah, Nicole's seeing something that I'm not. Well, everybody does because when I'm in here, I don't see what everybody else is seeing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I sure do know it when the stuff goes off. You can hear it and stuff like that. But it's wild. It can be strange in here. I got everything dark except for the camera light. That's it. Stays a little spooky that way, but let's see. Okay, so yeah, if you got any more questions, please ask. We're getting close to wrap up time, but so what's I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask you, still got that weird knocking over there you can't figure out?
All the tapping and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, it did last night. I was in here doing Luca as an investigation with her last night with the ghost tube, and something to the left of her just kind of you could hear like a boom, and that was wild. The loudest one I've had was we was doing a live stream, and Amy was up with me, and she could hear it real good. But it's like there's a little lofts up above my head, and you could hear it go on top of the loft up there. I mean, that's how loud it was. She's like, I heard that. And I said, yeah, me too. I was actually
dropping bodies from the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm like, did you stomp or what are you doing up there? I mean, I've heard like the little taps and stuff, but that was like boom. And I'm like, okay. And nothing I know up there is not falling because everything's set in line, and I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was weird. That was that, and it was that loud too. And I mean, I was like, hello. And we would get the flashlight to go off. We don't do that much anymore. Some of the activities died down. I have gotten some orbs last night though, but
I've been hoping to catch what's in here. Well, Jax almost got pulled out of bed one night. I mean, he's actually looking ahead at his feet being up in the air, and he's feeling himself being pulled off the bed, and he just looks at him and goes, what are you doing? Because, we're both really not that spooky. I mean, it's just, where do you think you're going to take me to? I was laying here the other night, and I felt like, the top part of my head was moving up, and then I felt like my rear end was moving up. Like someone was trying to pick me up out of bed, and then they would, set me back down. Well, whenever I feel them set me back down, I can feel the arms underneath my legs and my neck. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, okay, I'm just waiting. I'm laying there, and all of a sudden I feel it, raising me up again. I was like, they're trying to pick me up, and I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so where are we going? What
You
is
know,
this?
you better have coffee made. You better have something breakfast made. You better have something going here.
Right. So now we got the
Oh
cameras
God.
set up. I said, I'm gonna catch
Yeah.
this.
There you go. I think I've never been picked up. I've been held down in bed.
God,
I
that
hate
that
that.
that sucks. I don't like that one.
Yeah, I don't like it. When you can't move, you're just like stuck. And I'm
Hmm.
like, I knew I had to wait, and then when I waited long enough, it was done. And I don't have that happen often, thank God. But it's weird. You're just like if you're. I was laying on my side, so I'm like just not going anywhere, and I know what's going on. Nothing I can
Yeah,
do about it, but just
yeah.
start
And
praying and let it go.
what do they call that? They say that you're having. I just drew a blank.
Um, I'm not really sure.
Sleep paralysis. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
yeah.
But I know I want to move. I can feel like I need to move. And it's
Hmm.
not like it does feel like somebody's got their hands on you and just holding
Hmm.
you, you know.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like. And it wasn't like I couldn't move my legs or anything, it's my top part I couldn't get going.
yeah,
So it felt like just hands were just like on top.
yeah. Different than sleep paralysis. Then, yeah, you actually feel the hands on you.
It's a weird feeling. I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
I hate it. Yeah. All right, guys. Any more questions from you guys?
I'll answer anything.
There you
Well,
go.
mostly anything.
Almost anything. Almost. Um, uh, Bama's got a lot of words coming through. Um, he got fire as one of them.
Hmm.
Um, Pulse left analyst. Um, let's see. I did have another question. I've done forgot since we've been talking about everything. Um, oh God, what was I going to ask? I knew I was going to ask something. Um, oh, Bigfoot, things like that.
Hmm.
You're in North Carolina. I mean, we always have those. Uh, there's one in a place called Waynesville, which is not far from where I'm at, and it's called the Boojum. He's supposed to be like a Bigfoot.
A
So,
Fuji.
um, yeah, Boojum. That's the name of it. They got a brewery named after it too now.
Hmm.
Pretty cool.
I'll have
But
to write this down.
Bigfoots, are you want to do anything with Bigfoots or?
Well, Brenda's supposed to take me for my first Bigfoot look around. I don't know if you call it investigation. Yeah, maybe that's what we're doing.
Mm,
Uh, I believe in Bigfoot. I mean, my grandmother used to go out and give them offerings and stuff. I mean, I still have her bowl that she used to take out there.
mm,
So, I'm not a stranger to knowing that they do exist.
mm,
I just never went out looking for them.
mm.
They can hurt you.
Yeah, yeah. I've never. I don't. I guess I kind of stay away from that stuff. I guess right now it's just something I
Mhm.
don't do. But
Yeah,
I
I don't.
mean, the woods can be a scary place. Well, I mean, like next door, my mom had bears, and I'm like, I don't ever want to go up in the woods.
Yeah,
Not if bears are coming down here. Yeah, yeah.
I
She's
used
had
to
bears.
love camping. Um,
I don't mind it, but when
oh,
bears are around.
I love camping. And then I moved here, and people started talking about bears and
Hmm.
dogmen and things that could hurt me. And now I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, I don't want to go camping anymore.
Well, and see, growing up, I mean, I grew up next door, and we would go up in the woods as kids. Never encountered anything. Maybe squirrels, rabbits, things like that.
Hmm.
But my brother's got a trail cam up there, and he's caught wolves and foxes and bears. We've got deers that come down, which is fine. I love deers. They're harmless,
Yeah.
but the bears, they had a video of the bears that they had. And it had three of them. Had a mama and two cubs down there
Mm-mm.
eating behind the house, tearing trash out. So I'm like, no, I don't think I need to go up there. I'm good. I would go investigate, but I don't want to die. So no.
Yeah.
Bama does have a question. It says, what equipment would you like to see improvement of?
Hmm.
Pretty good question.
They could improve the SLS.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of tweaking that needs to be done with that
Hmm.
because I do see spirits. I'm not going to lie about that. And I've been with people that would put the SLS on a spirit that I know that is there. I mean, we are getting
Hmm.
confirmation. We're talking back and forth to them, and the SLS is not picking up anything.
Hmm.
So, do they need to tweak it where it reads less of body movement? You know, can that
Hmm.
be something that they can do?
Right.
Because it's reading us as solid figures, with the dots and everything. But if the dots are
Hmm.
going through something, it's not going to read it. So I think that could be improved.
No,
Yeah.
that's a good thing. I've tried that on the Ghost Tube, and it's kind of like false readings. 'Cause I can
Hmm.
put it on a vacuum cleaner and it'll show up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you might have to improve that a little bit. I like the Ghost Tube, the words and stuff that come through, but uh, their SLS vision that they had of it, I guess didn't. I guess it counters for like vacuum cleaners and stuff. Of course, I
Right.
have put it on walls, or just a blank wall and got it before too.
Hmm.
So it's a little difficult to judge. So I don't really use it anymore. So I think it's kind of like a false reading on a lot of stuff. But yeah, the SLS would be a good improvement for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I would like to confirm, that I'm actually seeing stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, you can use thermal. Thermal's actually a pretty good, little tool to use.
Hmm.
I wish we had the thermal going whenever I was talking to Margaret down at OSPH when he's actually walking her down the hall.
Hmm.
Sweet little lady. I got to walk with her trying to find her doll. If we would have just had the thermal on, I would like to
Hmm.
seen that temperature change next to me as we was walking down the hall, but we didn't. We didn't think to have it on.
Yeah. I like that. I got one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use it too often. Well, I had to use it on the phone, so
Mm-hmm.
I can't use the Ghost tool or the Necrophonic or something if I'm using it. So it's kind of like I don't use it much. But it has gotten some, stuff out here too. Like I've had near Robert and some of the other dolls, you'll get like a cold area, and then it's like everything else around it's warm, and so you
Mm-hmm.
got maybe something there.
Yeah,
Uh,
some kind
but
of
yeah,
anomaly.
it's really nice. It's a good tool.
Yeah, gives you a
You
little
know.
extra to help, prove your theories.
Hmm.
Atmosphere changes or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, that's a good question, Bama. You got some good questions tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Bama says, as unconventional tools, what would you like to see more people use in investigations?
Common sense. No, hang on a minute.
Common sense. Well, that'd be a good first step. Not everything's a
Unconventional.
demon.
Yeah, unconventional tools. That is a good one.
Hmm. Um, maybe the
Not.
K2. A K2 would be. I mean, it can. Well, it's. I think it gives good readings as long as you're not near electricity and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be around electricity to get the false readings, but that's pretty good.
Right.
Um, good
Balloons
question,
are
man.
balloons are fun. That's unconventional, but you have
Mhm.
to be somewhere where they're not blowing back and forth. But if you put like a string and maybe a little small fishing weight, you seen the little BB ones that you can actually put on the line that you smash
Oh
on.
yeah.
Yeah, enough
Hmm.
to keep it where a spirit can lift it because it does take a lot of energy. So if
Right.
it's not in a room that's blowing back and forth, at least you can say, "Can you pick it up?" And if that balloon actually moves up with a countersink weight on it, then
Right.
that'd be kind of unconventional. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
try
just got to
it.
make sure there's no wind blowing anywhere, ACs or
Mhm.
fans and stuff. But that would
Yeah.
be good. I like that. I never thought of that. Because I have seen like videos of balloons moving around. I'm like,
Hmm.
is there an AC on? Is it a
Right.
fan? I mean, I'm not saying it's not a spirit, but how are we debunking this?
Yeah.
But that is good. Hey, Genocide, how are you?
Hey.
Um, but that's a good one. Um, balloons, K2s. You got my wheel spinning now, Bama, because I was trying to think too what else would be good use. Just basic cameras, and
Mhm.
set up a camera and walk away from it, see what happens.
Yeah.
You never
Especially
know.
if they're like IR cameras, because I mean, you can catch a lot of things, shadows, a lot of things moving in the dark that you don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, especially if you see a shadow in a dark room, then it's got to be something because there should be shadows in dark rooms.
Yeah, right.
But
I mean, so yeah, cameras would be a good tool. Night vision and all that stuff. You're working genocide. Thank you for coming in. Um, let's see, make sure I've not missed a comment. Okay, uh, that's a good question. I like that. Um, well, what kind of equipment um, would you try to, or what would you think to invent? What would you think would be a good invention as far as something that everybody could use? Something very simple.
well, I've had, and this actually doesn't come from my brain. It's actually come from a spirit, and they were telling me how to be able to see them, better, or try to get people to see them better.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I don't have an engineering degree or anything like that, but they were talking about spectrums of light. So I'm guessing, a light spectrum. But then they
Mm-hmm.
were also talking about like it would be a spinning wheel, which also I can't do because I have epilepsy. It would be a spinning wheel that pulses different colors of light.
Oh yeah.
And I understand the spirit says that is a way to see them because they interchange with the light. And
Mm-hmm.
if you can get, the strobing effect of the spectrum light, then you should be
Mm-hmm.
able to see them.
Hmm. I never thought of that. That's a good point. Um, and I've seen people use fog,
Hmm.
just a basic dry ice, I guess,
Yeah,
and
we're actually
you
going
get
to try
something to
that one.
go through that. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's pretty cool. I try to think of stuff sometimes because people say, "Oh, this is too expensive. I can't buy this or that." So I mean, like flashlights, I
Hmm.
use that. Um, you know, yeah, that's a good idea. Sheriff says if we go to Trans Allegheny, I have a GoPro Max, which is a 360, and would love to put it up with an IR light and see if we catch what could be caught. That'd be a good idea.
Awesome.
Uh, those 360 cameras are pretty cool.
Hmm.
I don't have one, but that would be something interesting for
Yeah.
sure.
I
Um,
was I was telling Beth and Sheriff and quite a few others. I'm looking at doing Trans Allegheny. Right now, the price for 10 people is $1,500. So we have to like half it up between the 10 of us, plus the
mhm.
$250 insurance. So you take the
Oh yeah,
250 divided by 10, then the 1,500 divided by 10. I mean, it's still kind of pricey. I'm kind of hoping they come down on that a little bit.
yeah, I've
It's
heard that.
ridiculous.
That I had a he doesn't. I don't think he does YouTube anymore, but he was talking about it one time. And they were expensive. I
Hmm.
said, dude, we're not. I'm not going to do $500. I mean, or whatever it was at the time. I was like, no way. I mean, I love to investigate places, but I'm not going to. Certain ones, I'm not going to spend a lot of money. When you can go into, I think like the old Pittsburgh hospital is not too expensive, from what I understand, especially if you have a
Yeah.
group.
Hmm.
So those places like that, I would. I'm not going to spend a high bunch of money on
Yeah.
that.
The most I spent was actually, I think, at Moundsville. I think that was like, let's see, I'm gonna guess that was in the 300 range, but yeah, but it was an enjoyable experience. And we were there for quite a while. We had the
Mhm.
whole prison, to ourselves.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, that's not bad. I don't think that what's that one Brushy Mountain's not too bad.
Hmm.
For I mean, I think people just really okay. It's a haunted place. We're going to make the money off of this,
Hmm.
and they're just outrageous about how much they make you pay.
Yeah,
Hell's Bar down there. That's maybe another one too. Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, and I understand
Um,
it's actually not that haunted. I mean, I talked to Joey Vitale.
mhm.
Yeah, I do understand they have spirits there, but you can't investigate it at nighttime for sure. Um,
Mhm.
even though Omar said he was there, but anyway.
Um, it's supposed to be like spirits of Indians and stuff like that. I think
Hmm.
is one of the things. So again, it's one of those things where places can be blown out of proportion a little bit, you
Hmm.
know. But it'd be nice to investigate.
I want to get into a place. I want to see some doors moving, some windows moving, some couch moving. I want to see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, light something up, do something. Just don't hurt me. Just do something. Do something to
Yeah,
this equipment we're giving you.
we're
Um,
here for the show. Let it happen.
there you go. But yeah, Hell's Bar Down it'd be nice to do. It'd be a nice little
Hmm.
investigation to do. Hi, vampires. How are you? Um, let's see. I'll make sure I didn't miss anybody's questions. Okay. Um, let's see. Sheriff Buford said you can investigate Hell's Bar Down at night, but it costs a lot more to do it at night.
Hmm. I didn't know you
So
were allowed in there at night.
I've seen them go in at night. Now I know some people can get like special, like, oh yeah, go ahead and promote us while you're doing things. But
Yeah, I
that
ain't that
happens.
special.
No, I'm not. No way, Jose. I've tried a few places. Well, I had a friend of mine. His name is Matt. And he does a radio station. He's talked about. I think he tried to talk to a couple of people about us doing investigations and stuff. Like, no, we don't want that here. It's bad publicity. It won't work. No, 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 no. And then you get those who are like, bring the publicity.
Yeah,
Bring it on. But yeah, the couple of places he talked to, I don't know whether they were exactly. I think one's a hotel. And they're like, no, 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 that'll drive customers away. And I'm like,
really.
okay, whatever you think.
I just
Uh,
I want to take some of these places that people are saying so extremely haunted, and just let me stay in there for the night. I don't a couple nights, I don't have to be too greedy, but just let the cameras roll, and I'll give you all the footage and information you need.
yeah,
Give me
I
a
mean,
chance.
I'm like what I've seen on the show Ghost Hunters. Something new they're doing is been they're spending like a week in a place and investigating, or
Yeah.
at least 3 4 days or so.
Hmm.
Sometimes I think you need that.
Yeah,
Um,
because spirits are not going to act on the man at all, and
mm-mm,
what you may not get the first night, you might get the second night. They get to know
mm,
you, or you know,
yeah,
a lot of spirits, they're people of all things.
hmm
I mean, come on. They may not trust you the first time they see you. They may not know your equipment or how it works. Is this stuff going to hurt me?
hmm
Have you explained it?
yeah,
So it may take a couple days. That's
hmm
why I say always go back to a location at least a few times. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you've done that, location before." No, it takes, a little while.
hmm
It's best to go back a few times if you need to.
yeah, and you can get something different every time. You could get the same thing every time, or same spirit every time.
Hmm.
That's why I go back to Hill's Bridge so much because I know I'm going to get something.
Hmm.
There's going to be something there for sure.
Yeah,
May not be a lot, but you got to get them comfortable with you.
yeah. And as far as
So,
investigators, I mean, anything is like a woo moment.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't. And people go there. I went this one place and I didn't get nothing. Okay, that was one night. Did you try 2 3 4 5 times? Did you go back?
Hmm.
No, not haunted. I'm like, oh, okay, sure it's not. But everybody else has gotten stuff, but you just didn't. You're special.
Yeah, they don't like you.
Um,
They don't know you.
no, no, Lord. Bama said he got the name Lucas, and it's one of the spirits that he has with him. Um, that's cool, Bam. Um, but anybody else got any questions before we go tonight? This has been a great interview
Yeah, because
for sure.
you can even do like residential, and I've had people say, I've got this happening to me every night, got this happening. And you go in as an investigator and you see nothing, you feel nothing. you probably need to stay with that family for a little while, get to know them, get to know their
Mhm.
experiences, and you'll probably eventually start seeing what they have to go through once these spirits or entities start, trusting in who you
Mhm.
are. All I'm gonna run you out
Mhm.
too.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, I guess for like demon spirits, they're going to do probably something the first night, maybe. I mean, if
Yeah,
they're really that bad, you're probably going to catch something. But now, if you get like, I think my Aunt Maud is haunting the place and she rocks the chairs and things. You might take a
yeah,
few nights to see her do that.
yeah.
It depends on what you got you're dealing with.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's how usually you could tell if it's pretty. I mean, as far as bad. I mean, if you're talking about the D word, or you could
mhm,
be dealing with, poltergeist activity, which is just the energy through another person creating a tulpa effect.
mhm,
Um, it's not an entity; it's something being projected. I mean, that happens instantly.
mhm.
So you're either dealing with one of two things, and you're sitting there and you're watching glasses come flying out of the cabinets. Either A, June is sitting there doing it herself, or you got some issues that you don't want to deal with.
Right, exactly. And Sheriff Buford says one of the things I wish people would quit doing is provoking spirits. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it makes me cry sometimes. I seen on one of these big shows. I'm not going to say the name, but they was actually telling this woman, and I could feel and hear her through all this. It was her home. They tried really hard to have that home, and it took him years and years of hard labor to build that place. And they're
Mhm,
like, "You're not welcome here. You can't stay here. This is not your home. You have to leave."
mhm,
And they wondered why she was acting out. Well, that is her home.
mhm.
I mean, you have to understand these are people that you're evicting. I mean, you have to,
Yeah.
make sure they want to leave before you're telling them they have to leave. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, and then you got those who know that there's an evil something in there and they want them to do something to them. I'm like, why would you ask a spirit to scratch you or what? What crazy person would do that? It's for
yeah,
entertainment purposes. Oh yeah, till you end up in the hospital.
right.
I'm like, but yeah, I'm agreeing with you and sheriff on that because I've said that before. I don't go in provoking anybody. Now I will be stern with spirits. I think you need to be
Mhm.
stern. Like,
There's
no,
a
do
difference.
not, do not touch me. Do not do. But there's a difference between that and saying, "Come on, come on." And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. I
Yeah,
mean,
I treat every spirit like I'm walking into my grandma's house speaking to her.
hmm
Now, if my Uncle Floyd comes around there and he says something ugly to me, then, I might say, "Excuse me, if you don't stop that, we might have a problem."
right,
And then go about on being nice about it
hmm
until you have a
yeah,
problem.
right. I mean, that's all you can do. There's no sense in provoking them. I don't know what
Yeah,
that accomplishes.
no.
I really don't. I don't know what that does. I mean, I've seen and read stories of people who've gotten scratched or hurt in some way,
Mhm.
because they're provoking. Why? Why are you doing that? There's no reason to do that. But
Spirit's already upset as it is. I mean,
mhm.
I don't think you need to make them any more mad.
You don't want something evil already mad even matter. It just don't work.
Leave it alone.
Hmm. Hey, professional paranormal research. How are you?
PPR.
Uh, hmm. Uh, let's see. Sheriff said that's just setting boundaries, letting spirits know you are doing things. Yeah, you got to have your boundaries.
Hmm.
You don't want them to hurt you, but you're not there to hurt them. You got to let them know that too.
Right.
They don't know what you're there for. Um,
I forget
I-
sometimes to tell them my name and I, who are you, lady? Oh, I forgot. I'm Nicole.
yeah, yeah, I do that all the time. They'll say, "Who are you?" or something on the ghost tour. I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry I didn't introduce myself, but um, by the way," uh, and then
I'm,
they'll ask. Sometimes I get things like they'll ask, "What is this?" Like the K2 and stuff. I don't have
mhm.
to explain 'cause I don't think to explain. I'm just like, "Light that box up, please." And like, what the heck is that thing?
Yeah, right. Then how am I
Yeah.
supposed to do that? Am I supposed to like
Now
get
I go
near
do
it
that.
or?
And I'm like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I used to be good at that, and then you just do it so much you forget.
And I laugh at a lot of people because they say, well, how come, either Necro or a lot of these spirit boxes keep calling me a demon? Or, we get back into that word. I said,
Hmm.
well, if you actually think about it, I said, getting back in the 1800s, a lot of them people were real religious. I said, and you're sitting there walking around with all this speaking equipment and you're doing things that
Hmm.
they never seen before. Of
Hmm.
course, they're going to think you're some kind of white demon.
Yeah.
You're doing weird things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, um, I don't know, but I think we forget sometimes to put ourselves in their decade where they were at and in
Hmm.
their time. Because I've had spirits say to me before, I think it's about the flashlight, like the lamp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you might think that's a lamp. Okay, yeah, a lamp. Yeah, light that lamp up. Yeah, that'll
Or,
work.
or
You know,
torch.
torch. Yeah, I mean, I try to think sometimes, and I think we get caught up, and I've said this before, we get caught up with 1950s, 60s. We think of those, and we don't think 1800s, 1700s.
Hmm.
They don't know what any of this stuff. I mean, people in the 50s might know a little better. People in the 1850s probably don't at all.
You're
So,
right. They're like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
that's right.
They're looking at us like we're crazy.
You're right. Right. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah. Spirits. Well, my sister made a good point. So sometimes spirits will pretend to be something they're not, too.
Hmm.
That happens. Yeah. I'm sure that does.
Yeah.
Um, and sometimes they like to get stuff off their chest. So if you stay with them long enough, they'll let you know what's going on with them.
Yeah. I mean, because,
I do.
it's like that uh, residential that, I had to go to. The kids were missing school because they were missing having no sleep.
Hmm.
And all it was an angry old man in their house. He didn't like children, for one. Two, he didn't like the woman in his house.
Hmm.
Three, they were in his bedroom. So, he just couldn't understand that he was no longer amongst us.
Hmm.
And he just thought these people just invaded him.
All right.
And, he was like, well, I, I'm glad I gave her a place to live, but these kids have
Mhm.
got to quit doing this, this, and this. And I had to literally sit down with him like Dr. Phil or something and say
Mhm.
that, this is something we're going to have to fix. You are no longer here with us. You are here with
Mhm.
us in spirit. And he was kind of
Mhm.
surprised at that, but he
Mhm.
got his own room. The kids, quieted down to a certain hour. So they
Mhm.
kind of made it like a roommate situation that they couldn't hear or see. So everything calmed down. But
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of them don't know what's going on. They don't know
mm-mm,
what decade you're in. Um, they don't know what They don't know what TV is. Some of them,
mhm.
what's all that crazy stuff they're watching? Is that you're like you say, like is that a demon, something or another going on there? So
Yeah,
they don't know. You just try to live peacefully with whatever you got. You got there with you. So yeah, I understand that.
some of them are quite confused. You wouldn't believe how many really are. And so how many of them are scared of the dark?
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
wow.
Or anything, I mean, just
Yeah.
they don't know what stuff is. So yeah, it's wild.
Hmm.
Oh, the rain's coming down good now. Um, Anybody else with questions? Somebody said happy birthday to your brother. I missed that somewhere. I know people chat and I miss the chat sometimes. Um, let's see. Bama says I wish I couldn't see or hear my roommates. He's a mess. That's funny. Um,
Sometimes we can't help it, Mama.
yeah, right? That happens. Well, Nicole, I guess we'll get ready to shut this down for the night. I do appreciate you being here, and I do love having you up here. I really do.
Thanks for
Um,
having me up. Got to catch
yeah.
up, and I
Hmm.
love that last cemetery video. By the way, you had more out there than I think you realized.
Yeah, sometimes I got confused in there because I was um, like two different areas and stuff. I mean, just like right across a little road from each other, but
Hmm.
it's I get confused sometimes. It really confuses me because I'm trying to look for this name or that name, and it doesn't make sense to me sometimes. So I didn't have time to stay because I had one more place to go to, and I'll go back though. I can go back in. It's not far from where I live anyway, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that
Go
little
back.
cemetery. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you come up here, I mean, we got Riverside, we got what I call the 100-year-old cemetery, we got the haunted picnic area, and Helen's Bridge.
I
So
will have to check that out for sure.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I think y'all is a
definitely.
little closer to me now.
Yeah, yeah, we're not far. I mean, I'm sure we're not too far away. Um, for sure. I mean, you're in North Carolina, so you ain't that far away.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody in the chat, thank you for being here and asking questions and being part of it. Again, Nicole, thank you, and we'll have you up again. We'll do something
Right.
special again, and
For sure.
yeah, for sure. You're going live tomorrow night. You have
Um,
something or something coming up this week, right? Or I
Thursday.
thought Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Tomorrow.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah.
is our family Halloween giveaway. Anybody that comes in, as long as you stay, I'll put your name on a wheel. We're giving away, yes, DVDs. We're kind of old fashioned that way, but we're giving away some DVDs. We're just going to have some games, play some movies, stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. So, guys, go check her out. Let me put the link in if I get my thing to work here.
Oh, yeah. We do
There's
have
the
a
link.
plush bear to give away. A plush bear in a little tutu outfit. She's cute. Her name's Smokey. She's
Oh,
got a Halloween outfit on. So she'll be going home with somebody too Thursday.
there you go. So go check it out tomorrow night and be a part of the stream, and maybe you'll get something out of it. There you go. You never
Yeah.
know.
Never know.
It's going to be a giveaway, so you could win. Be
Could
there.
be.
All right. All right. Well, good night, everyone. We
All right.
love y'all, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.